In this video, I talk about 5 things that you should consider before making your comic book YouTube channel. Stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Justin here, aka No Good Comics, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about the idea of, if you're new to YouTube, if you're thinking about, creating content for the first time, making a channel yourself, that's what I want to talk about. 5 things that I've put together that you should consider before you dive into creating a YouTube channel focused on comic book related topics. Before I get into all the details, take a moment, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you taking the time to watch these videos. I have had some people in the past reach out to me asking me questions about, Justin, I see that you're on YouTube. I know a lot of other people are on YouTube, making content in this comic book community. And people have been considering doing it themselves. And I know throughout this whole pandemic, a lot more people have jumped into, creating their own channels. I'm one of them. I'm about a year in now. May will be a full year for me for when I've had this channel and actually putting out content of this channel. So I think that it's a perfect time to kind of talk about this because just based on my own experiences, what I've gone through, I wanted to just touch base on a couple things. Because again, I had some people who had reached out to me, DM'd me. I've had people in some of the live chats as well put out there, hey, what are some things I should consider when it comes to, making my own YouTube channel and actually putting content out there, recording myself. What kind of gear should I use? What kind of topics should I talk about? How do you come up with content all the time? How much effort and time does it take to put into videos and things like that. So I made a list, 5 things that I'm going to go over here today on what you should consider before you go ahead and make that YouTube channel for your comic book hobby. So let's dive into it. So number 1, I think first and foremost, it's important for you to define for yourself why, oh why, are you creating this channel? What are you looking to get out of this at the end of the day? What are some of your goals that you have in mind for this? Is this something casual? Is this something that you're looking to, turn into a business? Is this something that you're looking to just connect with more people online, the community aspect of things? Are you looking to sell books online? What kind of content are you looking to put together when it comes to this stuff? Like, what are you trying to provide value for people? Are you trying to just make it to talk about comic books? Are you here to talk about speculation in the market, in the community? Are you here to sell books? Or you want to start an auction? Obviously, there's a lot of different things that can go into this whole YouTube comic book focused channel that you might be putting together. But I do think it's important that you define for yourself, why is it that you want to start? What is it about this that you want to get into it? For me personally, I did it because I saw all my friends were on it. I saw all my friends doing it, and talking comics. That was the main thing. I wanted to just have a platform where I could go hang out with people virtually, especially because, obviously with the pandemic and everything, the world has really changed. So this has been a great platform and a great opportunity to where I can meet people virtually and actually be able to hang out with them, to where we have inside jokes now and we laugh about things, and we talk about past shows where someone said something funny or something embarrassing happened, or all these different inside jokes and things like that. It's just been incredible. So and then on top of that, we're talking comic books, so you really can't beat that, right? I talk about the different books that I've read recently. I want to hear people's recommendations. Sometimes I've put out questions for people where I'm like, hey, let me know what you're reading, or let me know what you think. And so, it's been a great tool to be able to connect with people and also get opinions from other people as well, to where I can learn from and grow from myself. So number 1, define for yourself, why is it that you want to create this channel for yourself? Where do you want to go with it? Where do you see yourself with it? And again, I get it. The goals can change, the purpose might change, the interests may change at some point. But I do think it's important that you at least define that for now as you start to move forward. Number 2, let's talk a little bit about the gear, right? I know a lot of people have asked me, Justin, what kind of gear do you use? What kind of camera do you use? What editing software are you using right now? What do you use to record audio? There's obviously so many different pieces of gear that you can consider. And obviously, depending on your budget, You could get some really nice stuff. You could get some low budget stuff. You could be somewhere in the middle. I'd like to first just share that a majority of my pre-recorded videos are all done on my iPhone. I have an iPhone 11 Pro, and I literally just set that up at my desk. And as you can see behind me, like, this is my background. I hit record and I just jump into it. Yes, there are times where I have to chop things up. I make some edits. A lot of that I do use iMovie, which is built into the iPhone, so it's free to use. You don't have to invest any money into it. I know when I first was starting out, again, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, what direction I wanted to go. So I didn't necessarily want to jump into just spending all this money. And so I do recommend that you consider kind of get going first with your content, creating stuff, recording stuff with whatever you have before you start really investing in, because the investing part is nonstop, right? You could go with new microphones, you can go with new lighting, you can go with new computers, you can go with new editing software and different programs and things like that. So it really is endless. But I do think that it's important to just have a starting point and don't worry so much about the high quality of a video, at least not in the beginning. Or even right now, I'm using my iPhone. This is how I pre-record stuff. So there's ways around things. And if the content is great, it's not going to matter what kind of microphone you use, what kind of editing software you use, anything like that. So you might have heard the phrase content is king. It is very true. So work on your content. Don't worry too much about the gear. But of course, do your research. You are going to have to take time eventually to start looking through on a lot of this stuff. But it's not required. It's just not required. Number 3, it doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, I mean that. Whatever you're putting out, the content that you're putting out, it does not have to be perfect. In fact, most people that put out content, if you really wanted to go through it with a fine comb, you can find mistakes. You can find things that stand out. I think at the end of the day, and as I just mentioned before, content is king. When it's just really good stuff that you're bringing, the value that you're bringing, it's not going to matter if you stutter. It's not going to matter if your audio doesn't sound perfect. It doesn't matter if your lighting is a little off, things like that. Another thing I want to talk about with this is, using intro music and outro music and fancy graphics and, maybe using like an avatar or a logo for yourself and things like that. While I do recommend that you look into that stuff at some point, it's not required. And don't feel like it has to be required. Don't feel like your intro music has to be perfect, or that you even have to have intro music. I mean, you certainly don't need to. You can jump right into it. I know plenty of channels that just are all vocal, they're all verbal, and they just jump into their thoughts and what they want to share. And again, if the content is great, the rest is not going to matter. They're not going to care. People are not going to care if your music sucks or your music is good in that little 10-second introduction or 10-second outro if your content is just awesome. That's going to be the thing that really helps sell you. That's going to be the thing that gets people coming back to your channel again and again and again. So don't feel like it has to be perfect while you're, doing these recordings. I will say I mess up all the time. I stutter all the time. It happens. I'm just trying to be me, just trying to go out there and do my thing, share what I feel is, how I look at the industry, and that's how I go about my business. So don't get in your own head about a lot of this stuff, because I know some people who, if it's not perfect, they won't put it out, and they end up never putting anything out. So rather you just get it out there, put the content out, if it's content you believe in, and worry about the perfections, later on. Let me just take a moment to say these are not in any particular order. Just kind of going through a list as I go. Perfect for talking about things not being perfect, right? I'm just going through a list. So I do want to talk, and I'm going to add, this is my number 4, is I know I talked a little bit about why you should do something, or why are you getting into the idea of creating this YouTube channel. I think that it is equally important to really define for yourself what are some pieces of content that you're going to put out there. What is the content going to look like? So I think it's crucial for you to take time to really write out, ideas. I mean, I literally write out ideas of like what my videos are going to be, just take 20 minutes out of your day to brainstorm and just write down ideas. Try to come up or challenge yourself with coming up with 20 different ideas about what you want to record about. You don't have to go into detail, just, a title, or just a bullet point or whatever, however you're writing this out. And they say anything, if you're passionate about it, you should be able to come up with 20 like it's nothing. I would say take some time, be patient about this, write them out, talk to some friends about it, reach out to people in the community about it, and, see what other people are talking about too. I mean, that's another idea all in itself, just to kind of get some ideas and see what's going on in the world right now. Maybe there's some current news, current events that tie into, the comic book hobby that you can kind of, go about, making a video for. So write some stuff down, come up with content. But yeah, like I've been saying this whole time, the content's really going to matter, not so much the setup or the background or the lighting or anything like that. So you really want to take a lot of time to come up with these ideas, break them down into details, and then go into recording with those. All right, guys, and before we get into number 5 on my list, please take a moment to hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that little bell too, because, then you can be notified of all my videos that come out throughout the week. But yeah, let's get into number 5. My number 5 is technically a two-parter. It's 5A and 5B, and I will just say it should be have fun and be yourself. I think those two together, I really should have just made a top 6, right? I don't know why I'm doing 5.5. But A and B, we'll call it, be yourself and have fun. I think that's the biggest takeaway, just from my own experience of, putting this YouTube channel together. This is my main reason why I did what I wanted to do, with putting everything together, is I was looking to have fun. I'm looking to have fun with the community. I'm looking to have fun with talking about comic books, the thing that I love. I'm looking forward to just meeting new people along the way, which I've been doing. So it's really important to keep that perspective of making sure that you're enjoying what you're actually doing, that it doesn't feel like work to you, right? You want to make sure that you're enjoying it. And then also to just be you. I know a lot of people feel like, you feel like obligated to come up with this fancy radio voice, or, that you have to be a certain way when it comes to being on camera. But I think that if you're just yourself, that's all you can be at the end of the day. And if people can't appreciate you for that, then, I wouldn't want to be friends with that person either, right? I'm going to be me, and because that's the best thing I can be. So all that being said, I may have rambled at this point, so I do appreciate anybody who has stuck with me here and has really watched through with this video, because it was a lot of fun kind of coming up with some of these ideas. And I'm trying to get more involved with some of the pre-recorded stuff, because I do a lot of live streams, and as fun as those are, I do like to put a couple pre-recorded videos out now and again. This might be premiered at the moment, so if it is premiered, thank you all for hanging out and sticking with me. Hit that thumbs up on the way out, and again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please take some time to do so. I really do appreciate that. If you guys have questions, follow me over on Instagram, because, I live over on Instagram, although I am, putting a lot of content on YouTube nowadays. If you ever want to talk comics, if you want to reach out to me, just direct message me over on Instagram. It's No Good Comics, just all one word, No Good Comics. And, I'll put the link in the description below. But, I post stuff there all the time. I love talking comics with people, whether you're leaving a comment on one of my posts or you are DMing me, however you want to talk comics, I'm down. So I hope this helped. Leave a comment in the description below. Let me know if you feel that I missed something, or, curious about some feedback of your own when it comes to putting together this whole, potentially, putting together your YouTube channel. And if this helped you and then you went off and did a YouTube channel, I'd love to know that too. So hit me up, or, drop me a comment or DM me or whatever. I love to hear these stories and know that, some sort of value I've provided has helped somebody. So until next time, appreciate everybody, and I will talk to you later.